Just one of those days, baby.
Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi. Hello. Is that what I say? Yeah. Hi. My name is Kendall, and here we talk about all things makeup and all things makeup related. And today I am going to be doing a little chit chat, get ready with me, I guess, with a full face of Tarte Cosmetics. I take that back. It's not a completely full face. I would say about 90% of everything that I'm using today is from Tarte Cosmetics. Some of it is new, some of it is old. I just thought it'd be fun to sit down and try to do a whole full face of it. I don't want to make this intro too long. This is probably gonna be a longer video. So if you're interested to see some Tarte products, what I think of them, full face, you know the drill, then please stick around. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not. That would mean so much to me, and give this video a thumbs up if you so feel like it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the full face of Tarte Cosmetics. I don't have a primer from Tarte, so I did use the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer, just because I really like this. It gives like a really nice pearlescent finish to the skin. Every foundation I've tried thus far has sat really nicely on top of it. I'm gonna have everything and prices linked down below, so if you're curious about anything, it'll be down there. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. This, I believe, came out last year. It's fairly new-ish. Like the name says, it's a tinted hydrator. It is not going to be full coverage, but I used this a few times and I remember liking it, so I thought I'd whip it out for this video. And I am in the shade Fair Light Beige. So the reason I wanted to do just like a sit down, like chit chat, get ready with me video is because I am home alone. My husband is on a boys trip this weekend and I'm by myself, and I'm on like day 2 and I'm so bored. I have literally no one to talk to. I guess I could like call some friends or something, but I'm the kind of person where I feel like I'm bothering people if I like reach out to them or something. I'm the kind of person that has to wait for someone to reach out to me. I know that's so annoying and that's like not a good trait to have, but that's just who I am. That's me. I feel like I'm bothering everybody, so I just like don't reach out. I just like sit there and wait by the phone and I'm like, someone please invite me to do something. No. But it's been fine. I've been just chilling with the dogs, but I have like no one to talk to really, and my dogs are like sick of hearing me talk, so I was like, I'm gonna just turn on the camera and talk to my YouTube friends. And my husband will be back by the time this video goes up, because your girl is not going to be posting on the internet that I'm home alone, because I've watched way too many true crime videos to know that you do not do that. Don't ever say you're home alone to anyone, especially on the internet, because there's some crazy people out there that will track you down. Speaking of like true crime, I need some good like crime recommendation shows. I was obsessed with Criminal Minds. That looks like skin. Why don't I use this more often? This is so nice. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit more. That goes so nicely on the skin. Wow. And this is like my perfect kind of foundation. I don't really like full coverage because I think it makes me just look, it makes me look weird. Like the more full coverage foundation that goes on my face, I feel like I look less like myself, and I don't know, I don't like it to look like I have foundation on, but this looks really, really nice. So that blended in really, really nicely to the skin. So with most foundations, pressing it in with a damp beauty sponge is like kind of necessary for me. This, I don't really think I need to do that, but just because I do this with every single foundation, just because I feel like it gives the foundation a more seamless finish. All right, for concealer, I actually have the brand new Creamy Shape Tape. I have the shade 12N Fair Neutral. I used this last week and I really, really liked it. This was targeted on Tarte's website for more mature skin or drier skin, which is what I have. Wow, I used way too much, but that's okay because we're just having fun today. That's so much concealer. You don't need this much. Don't do this. Yeah, this is targeted for more mature skin, drier skin, and I definitely land more on the dry side. So I picked this up and I really like it. I do prefer it to the regular Shape Tape. I've always liked the regular Shape Tape concealer, but this one is just so, in my opinion, way easier to blend, and it just has a more like seamless finish on me. It looks more natural. Again, I'm using like 3 times as much as I did last week, so this is probably not gonna look as natural. So what's everyone watching on TV lately? I don't watch TV as much because I have this weird thing and I've never met anyone else that does this, but I can't finish a TV show. I like refuse. I can't think of a single TV show that I've actually watched all the way through. I've seen Bob's Burgers all the way through. And I think that might be it. I just like, I don't know. I have like this attachment to shows where I just like can't watch it because I don't want it to be over. Does anyone else get that way? Or is that just me? I think it might just be a me thing. Schitt's Creek is one of my favorite shows. I think it's so funny. I think it's so well written. I love it so much. Haven't finished it. Like I have maybe 4 or 5 episodes left. Like I'm on the last season, I'm almost done with it. And I know how it ends. Like I know what happens in the last episode, but like I don't want to watch it because I don't want it to be over. Is that weird? I wish I was like into Grey's Anatomy because that show literally is never gonna end, but I can't, I don't like that show. I think it's, I don't know, it's too graphic for me. But like my favorite shows when I was like in high school and college were like The Vampire Diaries and Gossip Girl. Obsessed with them, obsessed with those shows. Never finished it. Because I didn't want it to be over. It's so stupid when I say it out loud. And like I was really, really into season 1 of Riverdale. I watched the first season, but I got like so into it. Like I got too into it and like I had to stop watching it because I was like, I'm too invested in the show. I don't want to get attached to any of these characters because what if one of them gets killed off or something? Or like what if my favorite couple on the show breaks up and then I'm gonna be devastated? Yeah, it's a whole lot happens inside my head. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Park Avenue Princess palette from Tarte. This is an oldie, but a goodie. First of all, the packaging is so cute. It's probably like my favorite like outer packaging of any product I've ever had ever. I think it's so gorgeous. And then this is the inside. I don't know if they're discontinuing this palette. I thought I heard someone say that they were. It's such a good palette and it's kind of like a one-stop shop. So I'm just taking this shade Halo and I'm using it to set my whole face. I've actually never used this to set my face before. I usually just use it to set my under eyes, but since I don't have another powder from Tarte, I just figured I'd use this. And then you're gonna throw your brush. So now that our face has some powder on it, oh, I didn't think about this. Okay, so I have the new cream bronzer and blushes from Tarte. Wonder how this is gonna sit on top of powder. I did not think about that before I put the powder on. We'll test it out here. I believe these are new because I'd never seen them before, but again, I'm not really like, I don't really like keep up with Tarte. And I picked up the shade Breezy, and this is the lightest shade that they had. And for it being the lightest shade, I feel like it's still pretty deep. I'll swatch it back here. Like that's, for me, I feel like that's still gonna be very deep, but as you can see, it does sheer out pretty well, but it looks kind of orange. So I don't really know how that's gonna go, but we're gonna try it. And I did pick up the brush that goes with it. How cute is this? And it's got a really nice weight to it. So I'm just going to dip in and I guess we'll just go for it. Okay, if anything changed, it's because I just had to run and let my dogs back out, which I'm probably gonna have to get up another 10 seconds to let them back in because they're doing the whole,
I wanna go in, now I wanna go out. I wanna go in, I wanna go out. I wanna go in, I wanna come out. I wanna go in.
oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try to blend this out as best as I can. See that? That's the amount that I needed. This, not so much. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend. I do really, really like this brush. I'm like still getting the use of like cream bronzer. The only one that I've been like really happy with and that I feel is easy to apply is the one from Milk Makeup. The one in like the little stick, the stick form. That one I feel is really easy and it's really easy to blend out. This I think is easy to blend too. I just went in like way too heavy-handed with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm just going to press it in. There we go. Oh, that looks way better. Okay, it doesn't look too orange at all. Once it's blended into the skin, it looks very natural. It's got a nice like sun-kissed finish. I'm actually gonna go in a little bit more. I know, after all that, I'm like, let's add some more. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm not sure if these cream blushes and bronzers are new. I'm pretty sure they are, but I don't really follow Tarte, so I don't really know what's going on with them. I remember when Tarte was like the makeup brand. Like when I first started getting into makeup when I was in college, it was like Tarte and Too Faced and Urban Decay, and that was it. I didn't know who anyone else was just because I wasn't like watching YouTube or anything. I was just kind of like doing my own thing. But I remember when Tarte was like the makeup brand and they were like always coming out with new stuff and it was always really cool and everyone really liked them. And then I think their downfall was the whole Shape Tape situation. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's when they came out with their, was it their Shape Tape, was it the concealers or was it the foundation? I don't remember if it was the concealers or the foundation, but they came out with literally like 15 shades of fair. Like if you didn't have fair skin tones, it was like, we don't have anything for you. And that really, I think, hurt them. And I think they're still trying to recover to this day from that really, really shitty launch that they had. But I've always enjoyed their products. I feel like I haven't had a bad Tarte product. It's just boring. Like a lot of their eyeshadow palettes, I feel like they just keep coming out with the same stuff. But I remember like my first Tarte eyeshadow palettes was like the Tarte Lip palette, the Tarte Lid in Bloom, the Toasty palette. I thought those were really cool. They're very basic, but the formula has always been really, really nice. I feel like I've always liked their mascaras. But they just came out with this one eyeshadow palette and it was like a jewel. It's supposed to look like, I think it's supposed to look like crystals or something, and I hate it. I watched my ugly packaging or makeup packaging that I hate videos. You know I hate pans that are like misshapen. Like if you're gonna make an eyeshadow palette, can we please just have the pans the same size and in like the same, is that like too hard to ask? But no, they came out with this palette and I get what they were trying to do. They're trying to make it look like crystals, but everything is a different shape and it's just like sporadically placed. I hate it. I'll put up a picture of it up here if you want to know what I'm talking about. So now we're gonna go into the cream blush. I have used this. I used this once when I first got it to test it out, and holy, it is so good. This is so pretty. This is in the shade Peach Sunset. It's stunning. And I bought this as a bundle deal, so I got the brush that they made to specifically go with it. So I'm going to go in and put that on. You see how pretty that is? That is gorgeous. That is such a stunning shade. And you can definitely use your finger with this product. I feel like some cream blushes, they say you can use your finger, but it like, you really can't. Like all the Rare Beauty blushes, the cream ones and also the liquid blushes, they're like, oh, you can use your finger to blend this out. I couldn't. I had a really hard time using my finger with those and I had to use a brush, but I'll go in on the other side with a finger. And I'm gonna, just real quick, I'll swatch this on the back of my hand so you can see the color. It's so pretty. It's gorgeous. I believe they have 3 different shades on their website. They have a more pinky one, and then they have like more of a true like red toned one, but the peach one really just called my name. So you see how easy that's blending out with just my finger? It just melts right into the skin. Put a little bit on my nose. Oh, too much on my nose. Okay, so I'm gonna go over that with the same damp beauty sponge I have been using just to sink it in, so everything just kind of meshes. Did anyone get anything from the Pout Spoken launch? Because I was like on the website ready to go. I made a list, like I had my list out of like my favorite shades that I wanted. I got all the liquid lips that I wanted. Every single one that I wanted, I got it checked out with no problem. All the lip liners that I added to my cart were sold out. Unfortunately, when I get those products in and do my review and swatch video for those, I'm not gonna have the lip liners, which I feel is kind of like the thing that I really, really wanted, because I was really curious about the lip liners. And I'm not gonna have them, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait for the restock for that. But I'm excited to get the liquid lipsticks in. They look really, really, really pretty. Every review that I've seen, they look so stunning on everybody. But yeah, super disappointed I didn't get the lip liners. Like literally every single one. Like I kept trying to check out, like I was putting stuff in my cart and like checking out, and it was like, oh, this lip liner is out of stock. And I was like, okay, no big deal, go again. And it wouldn't let me like fully check out. Like every time I tried, it would bring me to the page that was like, oops, something in your cart is out of stock. And it happened like 6 different times, and every single time it was like this lip liner, this lip liner, but none of the actual liquid lipsticks sold out. I mean, they're sold out now, but when I was checking out, none of my liquid lipsticks sold out, which I thought was really surprising. So I'm wondering if she had less stock of the lip liners, or maybe that's just the only thing people were buying. I don't know. I'm really interested to see when that restock is gonna happen. Highlighter, I don't have a Tarte highlighter, but the palette that I'm gonna be using today is this Tartelette, what's this even called? The Tartelette Juicy palette. I don't understand the name of this palette at all because it's like, the packaging is like these, what are these called? Dandelions? But it's called the Juicy palette. You would think that they'd put like a watermelon or like a strawberry or something on here, but I don't know. When I see dandelions, the first word that comes to mind isn't juicy, so I'm a little confused about that. But this is the palette right here, and I'm going to use this shade right here as my highlight, and it is the shade Water Lily, and I'm gonna swatch it. Tarte's eyeshadows, man, they're so boring, but they're so good, and the formula's great. So there is the shade Water Lily, so I'm gonna use that to highlight my face. Look at that. Oh, that's so pink. Okay, so complexion, face is done. I'm gonna go off camera and do one eye with this to kind of just see what I wanna do. I haven't used this palette before, so I'm gonna do that real quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna do the same thing I did on this eye on the other eye, obviously, but I'm going to switch up my eyeshadow primer. So on this eye, I'm priming with my Urban Decay primer potion. This is what I pretty much use all the time. On this eye, I used the Sigma eyeshadow base primer. I don't know if I like this. I feel like the first time I tried it I did, but I feel like it made my eyes drier. Like I feel like the shadow went on rougher, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Or I mean, it could be the shadows themselves, so I guess we'll see. Okay, first I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and go into the shade Wishful. For me, this is very much a pale, almost skin tone shade. I'm just putting that down over my entire lid, just as like a base and for something that the other shadows can blend into. Then on that same brush, I'm going to go into the shade Blossom right here, and I'm going to put that right in my transition area. Flick it out a bit. And I'm going to kind of create an outer V with that shade, so I'm just going to kind of connect it to the corner of my eye. Then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to go into the shade Rose right here. And I'm going to put that right in the crease. Again, kind of flicking it out a bit, connecting it to the outer V. I'm just packing that on in the crease area. I really, really like this shade. This is like my favorite shade ever of pink. It's like just a very beautiful dusty rose, very soft. Okay, and then I'm going back into the shade Blossom, that lighter pink shade we used, and I'm just going over it. So now I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Petal and Luscious, which are these 2 shades right here. And I'm going to be putting that on the outer corner. Yeah, I already feel like the shadows are going on better over here. I actually just had a conversation with somebody about eyeshadow primer and if we thought it was like legit or not. And we were talking about the Urban Decay All Nighter, which is what's on this eye. And I was like, yeah, I feel like this stuff doesn't even work, but I continue to buy it time and time again. But like, I feel like I'm just eating my own words right now because it really, I feel, does make a significant difference. Because the shadows are going on way more pigmented and much smoother on this side, and I literally have not changed up anything. And then I'm just gonna buff out that darker shade. Now I'm just gonna take a little tiny brush and I'm going to go into the shade Paradise, which is this pink champagne-y shimmer shade right here. I will say I did get a little bit of fallout. Nothing too crazy. I always recommend doing your eyes first. Yeah, it's definitely going on better on this eye. That's insane. And it's not that the Sigma primer is bad. Everyone has different skin types. I actually picked up the Sigma one because Robert Welsh talks about this all the time, and this is what he recommended, and he's a professional makeup artist and his makeup looks flawless every time he does it. So I picked it up and it just doesn't work for me like the Urban Decay one does, so don't take my word for it. It's personal preference. And then I'm gonna go back to the same brush we did on the outer corner and pick up those outer corner shades we used and just kind of blend that into the shimmer shade. And I'm gonna be going back and forth between this and the shimmers. Okay, now I'm gonna pick up the Paradise Shimmer Shade. Shimmer Shade, that's kind of hard to say, huh? And then I'm gonna pick up the All Nighter Setting Spray from Urban Decay, spray my brush. So I'm just going to put down some of that shade wet, just to give it a little extra pop. Next, I'm going to take a flat brush like this, and I'm going to go into the shade Euphoric, which is this deep brown. I'm gonna use this as just like a very light eyeliner, so I'm going to just tap it right here because I didn't want anything too harsh for this look because I just kind of want to keep it pretty soft. I'm just going to very lightly line my eyes with this, picking up more of that shadow as needed, and I'm keeping it super low to the lash line, just kind of stamping it and then like blending it a little bit. And then I'm going to just kind of make a little tiny faint, like super faint wing, just to sort of lift my eyes a little bit. I will say that shadow that we use as the highlight shade is insane, Water Lily. And then next I'm going to go back into the shade Petal and Luscious, those two shades that we mixed, that we put on the outer V. I'm gonna mix those again, and I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. Then I'm gonna take the brush that we used for the crease with that pink on it, and I'm going to just buff it out. And then taking that same brush that we used for the liner on the top lash line, I'm gonna be wiggling that shade in between my lower lash line. I'm not gonna take it all the way, just like halfway. So we're gonna move on to mascara. I'm gonna be using the Tarte Surfer Curl Mascara. This isn't my favorite mascara that Tarte's put out. I really, really like the Man Eater mascara, but this one isn't bad. Okay, there it is with just one coat. It looks pretty clumpy right now, but I'm gonna see if I can go in and fix it. This mascara is pretty sticky. It definitely makes my lashes stick together. Like you see like right here, I have one lash like way over here, and then the rest of these are clumped together. Wow, that looks literally so bad. The mascara on this eye looks way better than the mascara on this eye. Why is this so freaking clumpy? Okay, so eyes are done. I'm going to move on to my lips. I don't have a Tarte lip liner, so I'm just going to use my Alamar Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Birthday Suit real quick. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with my Tarte lipstick in the shade Bare Bud. Really pretty nude shade. It's super creamy. These lipsticks aren't long lasting at all, but they're really nice. They're just a nice little wash of color. They do have these in 4 or 5 different shades, and I really like them, but like I said, not long lasting. Okay, so this is the finished look with the full face of Tarte. When I stopped filming, I did go back in with the shade Water Lily, the shade that we used as the highlight on our cheeks, and I put that on my brow bone and also in the inner corner, and that's the only thing I did. I filled in my brows with my Rare Beauty brow pencil, and I set my face with the Rare Beauty setting spray, and that's it. So let's go ahead and run through the products, and I'll give you my final thoughts and all that good stuff. First up, the Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. I don't know why I stopped using this. Why don't I use this every single day? This is perfect for me. This is the perfect foundation for me. It is not too heavy. It is not cakey. It looks very moisturizing on my skin. My face does not look dry whatsoever. It looks very hydrated, which is, I guess, good because it's called a hydrator. This is so wonderful. I don't know how this would work. Frick! I don't know how this was going to work on oily skin. I don't really think this would work well on oily skin, but if you have dry skin like me, definitely pick this up and try this out. I think this is really, really good, and like I said, I feel really stupid that I haven't been using this. This is so great. Now that we're getting into like the warmer weather in the summer months, this is going to be my everyday foundation. Hands down, no doubt about it. The Ultra Creamy Shape Tape, I really like this. I prefer it to the regular Shape Tape. For me personally, for drier skin, I think this is better. It blends in a lot nicer in the skin. I wouldn't say I like this better than my Milk concealer that I've been using, but this is really nice. I do recommend it. I think it's worth picking up and trying it. You have a little bit more playtime to blend this into the skin. Obviously, it's more creamy. I really like this. I recommend this as well for dry skin. I really like the bronzer. I don't need the brush to go with this, obviously, but I just really liked using them. I was scared this was going to be too orangey on me because when you swatch it out, it is very orange and it's very pigmented, but it goes on so lovely. I mean, we all saw how much was on my face over here. It literally looked like I took mud and smeared it on my face, but it blended out so easily. Like, these feel like a lip balm. They're so nice to the touch. They feel definitely balmy, and like I said, they just sheer out so beautifully. And they do have multiple shades in this. I believe they have this shade, which is the lightest shade, and I believe there's a deeper shade on their website. So I really like this. I'm definitely going to be picking this up and using this. It gives a nice fresh sun-kissed look, which I think is what we are all kind of hoping for when it comes to bronzer. So yeah, really like this. Recommend this as well. Blush is freaking everything and more. Again, I like the brush that goes with it as well, but you don't need it. Definitely only need your fingers to dab this onto the face and then maybe take a beauty sponge and press it in so it really sinks in. This has that same texture as the bronzer, very creamy, and it's so pretty. Oh my god. I almost want to pick up the other shades, but I'm trying to stop myself because I did just get all those Jaclyn Hill blushes, and I picked up 4 of the Melt Cream blushes as well, so look for that in a future video. But this is fantastic. I think this is gorgeous. Again, there are 3 shades on the website. The peach, which is this, there's a pink shade, and then more of a true like red berry shade. Stunning. This is definitely a standout product for me out of everything that I used today. I think this is my favorite. It's beautiful. It is so beautiful, and the color itself is just like that perfect light wash of peach. It's not too pigmented, but it's pigmented enough. Absolutely stunning. Love this. Aside from not really understanding why this is called the Juicy palette, I really like this. I haven't used Tarte eyeshadows in a while, and this video definitely reminded me how good Tarte's eyeshadow formula is. Something about the smell of Tarte shadows is like delicious. This smells like a faint vanilla scent to it, I believe, which is what all their shadows have, and it smells so good. I mean, this is a really basic, boring palette when you look at it, but this is my kind of color story. These are the colors I like. Do I probably have these shades in my collection somewhere? Yes, absolutely, I'm sure I do, but the Tarte formula is so good. They're so creamy. They're so blendiful. Blendiful? They're easy to blend. Is blendiful a word? Their formula is one of the best in my opinion. So definitely really like this. The shade that we used as the highlighter is insane. Like, look at that. I really like the look I created. It was so easy. I can't say enough good things about it. So if this color story is something you're interested in, I would say get it. If you don't like Tarte's eyeshadow formula, obviously don't get it. It's their same standard formula. I personally love it. I think it's so easy to work with, and I think this is really pretty. So again, this is a yes for me. The mascara is just meh. I wouldn't buy this mascara again. It makes my lashes stick together. This is a very sticky formula in my opinion. The best mascara Tarte has is the Man Eater mascara. So if you're gonna pick up a mascara from Tarte, highly recommend the Man Eater. But other than that, like, this is an okay product. It's nothing revolutionary. It's kind of hard for me to be really impressed by a mascara because quite honestly, they're all kind of the same. I love this lipstick. I love this formula. It's super nice. It's just like a really pretty color. Again, this is the shade Bare Bud. It's just a really perfect nude for my skin tone. I mean, it's just a nude lipstick. It's very creamy. It's very moisturizing to the lips. Has the consistency of a lip balm. Like, it doesn't, like, these aren't matte in any way, shape, or form. They're very creamy. They're very balmy on the lips. So if you're interested in this, I would say pick it up. I really like it. There's millions of lipsticks on the market right now, so you definitely don't need one, but if you're curious about it, I think these are great. So yeah, that is my full face of Tarte. Let me know what your favorite Tarte products are down below. Have you tried anything that I used in this video? What do you think about it? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Again, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. That would mean so much to me, and give this video a thumbs up if you feel like it. All right, and so that is it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.